Hi everybody, hope all of you are well, and today I will revise your unit test portion. So your first chapter is periodic properties and variation of properties, physical and chemical. From this chapter I am giving some questions and also discuss their answers. First question is given. We are discussing the board's question, year's question. That arrange the following as per instruction. Given in the brackets. Okay. Here questions are given that 1. Cesium, sodium, lithium, potassium and rubidium. In bracket it is given that increasing order of metallic character. Increasing order of metallic character. So here these all elements are the group 1 elements that are alkali metals. Okay. So if we arrange this element, we will get first is lithium, then there is sodium, next is potassium, then there is rubidium, then there is cesium. Okay. Now we know if we go down in a group, okay. So as the size of the radius increases, so its IP value will decrease as well as its metallic character will increase. So down the group metallic character will increase. So metallic character increases. So what will be your answer? So your answer will be, so increasing order of metallic character. So your first will be lithium, then there will be sodium, then potassium, then rubidium, then cesium. Okay, you can also write in this way that lithium, sodium, then potassium, then lead, then cesium. Okay. So this type of questions are important. Okay, for your exam. Another question is given, question number 2, that is chlorine, bromine, iodine. Increasing order of electron affinity. Increasing order of electron affinity. Okay. So here also we are writing, there all are group 17 elements, halogen elements. So first is chlorine, then bromine, then iodine. We know that down the group, okay, the electron affinity value will decrease. But here is some anomalous. If you write this order also, there will be no problem. Okay. But what will be the correct? We have already discussed that chlorine has higher electron affinity value compared to the chlorine. Because chlorine size is less, when electron will enter into chlorine, okay, it will become F minus, there will be serial dispersion, okay. That is why it is unstable and chlorine electron affinity is higher. Okay. So the increasing order of electron affinity will be iodine, then bromine, then chlorine, then chlorine. That will be your correct answer. Okay. So practice this type of questions. Next, we will discuss another type of questions. Okay. Suppose here it is given, question is given from this periodic table part, that an element Z has atomic number Answer the following questions on Z. Answer the following questions on Z. First question is given. State the period and group to which Z belongs. Okay. So, in which period and which group, if you want to find out, you know that the electronic configuration of this element, okay, that is 2, 8 and 6. Okay, so here period number will be 3. Period number 3. And what will be the group number here? Here group number will be the group 6A or 16. Okay, and group number is, that is the group of oxygen, sulfur, selenium, like this. Okay. So from here we can easily understand, okay, the answer of this question. Next problem is given, is Z a metal or non-metal? Okay, so here how many electrons are there? 6 electrons. Okay, so 6 electron in group 6, definitely it will be a non-metal. This is nothing but sulfur. Okay, it is a non-metal. So you will write the answer here, non-metal. Next problem is given that state the formula between H and J, between Z and hydrogen. So you have to find out the formula between Z and hydrogen. Okay. So first we are writing hydrogen here. Now what is the valency of the Z? It will be 8 minus 6, 2. And what is the valency of hydrogen? This is 1. So definitely the formula of this compound, question was formula between Z and hydrogen, H2Z. Here one thing you have to remember, you can understand that this Z is nothing but sulfur, but you should not write here H2S. Always write Z here, okay? Use Z here. Next question is given that your board exam, that what kind of a compound is this? What kind of compound means whether it is a covalent or it is a ionic, what type of compound. So here Z contains 6 electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hydrogen contains 2 electrons each. Okay, so definitely there will be sharing of electron. So the shape of this molecule or the structure will be like this. Okay, and definitely it is a covalent compound. Okay, hope you can understand. So in this way you will practice the problems from your exercise of periodic table chapter, the past chapter. Next we will go to another chapter, second chapter, that is the chemical bonding chapter. Okay. Now today I am discussing the year's problem 2017. First question is given that choose the correct answer from the option given below. Which of the following is a common characteristics of a covalent bond? So question is given, is the MCQ type of question. which of the following is a common characteristics of a covalent compound? Option A is given that higher melting point. Option B is given consists of molecule. Option C is given always soluble in water. Option D is given conduct electricity when it is in molten state. Conducts electricity when it is in molten state. Okay. So now what will be the answer? Question was which of the following is a common characteristic of covalent bond? Higher melting point, generally ionic compounds or electrovalent compounds have higher melting point. Next one is consisting of molecule. Definitely covalent compounds have bonds, they have direction, okay, they have particular shape, and definitely they are consisting of molecule. Okay, so this one is the correct common characteristics. And always soluble in water. Okay, so in case of covalent compound like benzene is a non-polar, it is not soluble in water, so it may not be possible also. Now conduct electricity when it is in molten state. Okay, generally ionic compounds conduct electricity in molten state because of presence of free ions. Okay, so answer will be this one, is consisting of molecules. Next question is given, fill in the blanks from the choices given in brackets. Okay, but in your unit test there may not be some options. Okay, so that you have to write properly, appropriate word you have to write. Here the question is given, the compound that does not have a lone pair of electron. The compound that does not have a lone pair of electrons is dash. Options are given water, ammonia and carbon tetrachloride. Here the question is wrong because all have lone pair. Water has lone pair, 2 lone pair, and ammonia also containing 1 lone pair on nitrogen atom, and last one is given that carbon tetrachloride CCl4. Here also on each chlorine there is 3 lone pair of electrons. So here marks will be given, okay, because the question options are not correct. So here what will be the answer? You can write hydrogen or you can write methane. So this type of molecules have no lone pair of electrons. Okay. Next question is given, state the type of bonding in the following molecules. State the type of bonding, okay, in the following molecules. In the following molecules. So options are given here. Water. You know that water consists only two covalent bonds. Okay, so type of bonding will be covalent. Here covalent bond. And in case of calcium oxide, there is transferring of electron and consists of ions. Definitely, the type of bond present here is ionic or electrovalent bond. Ionic bond or electrovalent bond. Okay. Next, draw an electron dot diagram to show the formation of the following compounds. Already you have practiced. Here also I am drawing. First one is given methane. Now as your test is online, so we cannot ask this type of question to draw this type of things, okay, electron dot diagram of molecules, because your software will not support this thing. So we can ask different types of questions. Suppose what is the covalency of the carbon atom? So covalency means the number of electron shared, okay, by carbon atom. So that will be 4. So here covalency of carbon will be 4. In some books it is written that the number of lone pair, that is also number of electron pair. Okay, so total number of electron pairs shared by carbon is 4. That is also same. Okay, that is the covalency of carbon is 4. So the structure will be like this. So you have to draw. Okay, in your board exam or when we will take the offline test. Okay. So this type of things you have to practice. And magnesium chloride is given. Next question. Magnesium, you know there is 2 electron, okay, in the valence shell, and you have to take to chlorine atom, magnesium chloride. Each chlorine 7 electrons. Now one student is asking that, sir, if we draw the cross dot structure, whether it will be correct? Yes, you can draw. In case of metal, you can write dot, or in case of non-metal you can write cross, no problem. This structure was given by Sir Lewis, okay. Dot cross structure also you can write, so that you can easily identify. Okay. So magnesium will give or transfer 1 electron to chlorine, another will be transferred to chlorine. So it will be magnesium 2 plus and Cl minus. Cl minus. Okay, so from here you will write magnesium chloride MgCl. Okay. So this type of diagram you practice from this chapter, and different types of questions may be asked. Suppose we can ask one question, give one example of molecule where 4 covalent bonds are present as well as 12 lone pairs of electrons are present. So the answer will be your carbon tetrachloride or carbon tetrabromide, okay, like this, or CF4. Next we will discuss from the chapter of acid, base and salts. Okay. Now in acid, base, salt, first question I discuss the year ICSE 2013. Now ICSE 2013. First question is given, the basicity of acetic acid. The basicity of acetic acid is dash. Options are given 3, 1, 4. So here you have to write 1, because you know that acetic acid is a monobasic acid and it contains only one replaceable hydrogen. So the basicity of acetic acid will be 1. If you draw the structure, then you can understand better. This is the structure of acetic acid. So with this oxygen, only one hydrogen atom is attached. So this is replaceable hydrogen. But these hydrogens are not replaceable because it is attached with the less electronegative atom, that is carbon. Okay. That is why the basicity of acetic acid is maximum student will write 4. Okay. Here you should not consider the all hydrogens. Only those hydrogens. Okay. Only the hydrogen that is attached with oxygen. Okay. Because oxygen is attracting the bonding pair electron towards itself and bonds become polar and it can break easily. Next question. Here some oxides are given. Okay. Now they are asking some questions. So oxides are given: sulfur dioxide, silicon dioxide, aluminium oxide, magnesium oxide, carbon monoxide, Na2, sodium oxide. Now here given that choose the most appropriate answer from the following list of oxides, okay, which fit in this description. Each answer may be used only once, so you can use the answer one oxide for one time. Okay. First is given a basic oxide. A basic oxide. Second question is given an oxide which dissolves in water forming an acid. An oxide which dissolves in water forming an acid. An amphoteric oxide. Option 4 is given a covalent oxide of a metalloid. A covalent oxide from a metalloid. Okay. So what will be your answer? First one is basic oxide. Here all metal oxides are basic, you know. Okay. There is sodium, magnesium, aluminium is amphoteric. Okay. And another is the oxide which dissolves in water forming an acid. An amphoteric oxide, a covalent oxide from a metalloid. Okay. So basic oxide, if we write Na2O, there will be no problem. We are using one time. Next one is given an oxide which dissolves in water forming an acid. Definitely it will be non-metal acid like sulfur dioxide, it will form sulfurous acid. Okay. So when we add sulfur dioxide plus water, it will form acid, that is H2SO3, sulfurous acid. Okay, that you know. And amphoteric oxide, we have already shown that aluminium oxide is amphoteric oxide. It can react both with base as well as acid. Okay. So here you can write Al2O3. A covalent oxide from a metalloid. So metalloid is silicon. Definitely silicon dioxide is a covalent oxide. Okay. And it is from metalloid, that is silicon dioxide. So in this way you will write the answer. Okay. This type of questions are very important. Now you should follow whatever we have discussed. Okay. Your board has already published the reduced syllabus. Okay. For next exam, that means in half yearly exam, we will follow this syllabus. Okay. Next, I will discuss one question that give a balanced chemical equation for the following conversion. Here it is given that from iron you have to prepare APCl. So you know this is a direct combination method. So if you take iron plus chlorine and apply heat, then definitely there will be formation of ferric chloride. Now you have to balance this equation. Here if we take thrice, twice and twice. Twice Fe plus thrice Cl2, twice FeCl3. Okay. Next. From the list of the salt, okay, you have to tell that which one is insoluble chloride. Options are given: silver chloride, magnesium chloride, sodium bisulfate, lead carbonate, zinc carbonate, potassium nitrate, calcium nitrate. So only two chlorides are there. One is silver chloride, another is magnesium chloride. You know that magnesium chloride is soluble in water, okay, but silver chloride is insoluble. So you write this answer that silver chloride, it is insoluble in water. Okay. Next one is given that choose a salt most appropriately fits this description. That is a delinquent salt. Okay. Now this is your out of portion. Okay. But if you want to know the delinquent salt, here the options are, you know what is delinquent salt. Delinquent salts are one type of salt that will absorb moistures and becomes liquid. Okay. So generally magnesium chloride, okay, will absorb moistures and will become liquid. Okay. So your answer will be the magnesium chloride. Okay. Other options are silver chloride, sodium bisulfite, lead carbonate, zinc carbonate, potassium nitrate, calcium nitrate. Okay. So generally calcium salt like calcium chloride, okay, they are also absorb moisture, okay, and becomes liquid. Next is given that fill in the blanks. So in fill in the blanks there is given when a metallic oxide dissolves in water, the solution formed has a high concentration of dash ion. So metallic oxide, if you take any metallic oxide, we are taking that sodium oxide. So if you dissolve in water, definitely it will produce sodium hydroxide, twice NaOH. Okay. So these NaOH will dissolve in water and forming Na plus OH minus. Okay. So from here you can say that the high concentration of OH minus will be formed. So the question was, when a metallic oxide is dissolved in water, the solution formed has a high concentration of OH minus ion. Okay. Next question is given: to increase the pH value of a neutral solution, we should add an acid salt, and alkali, a salt. So definitely, if we want to increase the pH of a neutral solution, we have to add alkali, that is water soluble. Okay. So in this way, you will practice these problems from your exercise for your unit test, and next day I will not revise your portion. I will start a new chapter, that is study of the compounds. First there is hydrochloric acid, that will be discussed. Okay. Thank you.